Eddie Goring. Hey man, I love your passion, dude. Love your passion, man. And your great personality on YouTube. You've got drive, you got passion, you're emotional. Man, cool. However, you have a not so small problem. And here's what it is. Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey will be out of prison pretty soon, actually. And they'll be completely exonerated. Okay? And so will Bobby. And so will Scott Taddick. Okay? And they're all going to be absolved of any wrongdoing whatsoever. Mark my words. Mark my words. And when they do, not if, but when they do, with that information, Scott Taddick and Bobby Dassey can file a Chapter 42, subsection 1983, civil litigation for libel and slander against you, because you libel and you slandered Scott Taddick and Bobby Dassey. Now, I'm not saying that's bad if you think about it. Here, before you jump up here and make another video, might I suggest, Eddie, that you contact Bob Lemonix at Lemonix Toyota in Green Bay and tell them Teresa Hallbach's VIN number and ask them to order you a door handle. Yes, just do that simple thing. Do that simple thing. And here's what you're going to get back. The door handle is colored turquoise. Yes, basically green, bluish green, specifically Mystic Teal Mica green. You see, Eddie, it's like this. If you look at Teresa Hallbach's vehicle, what you'll notice is that the front bumper and the back bumper are the same color as the body. And you'll notice all the side panel pieces, that plastic molding that's on the side. Yeah, it's going to be the same color as the body. And the flares, you know, on the sides, front and rear, it's going to be the same color as the body. But if you look at the photographs that Pam Strong found and the photographs from Wisconsin Trade Crime Lab, you're going to find that there's a two-tone color. Yeah, two-tone. And what that is that it's going to be a blue vehicle, not a green one. It's going to have black door handles, not green door handles. It's going to have gray bumpers, front and rear. Actually, bluish gray, or gray, but not the same color as the body. Okay, you beginning to understand? The mirror housing is going to be green, not black. And if you'll notice in Pam Strum's photos, that there's a bullet hole in the back of that RAV4, and there's no tiny emblem that's on the glass. It's all the glass around Toyota RAV4s. And that emblem's not there. It's right above the R, okay? That emblem's not there. And what that means, that's an aftermarket piece of glass that was put in association probably with the bullet hole. That vehicle was involved in a firefight, or it was shot at, shall we say, and hit, probably more than once. But if you look at the Wisconsin Crime Lab photos, what you're going to find is there's that little emblem that says it's original frickin' glass. Original glass. You see? See what I'm saying? So what you have here, Eddie, is you have Teresa's rapport arriving on the property, and it's not Teresa's rapport that they found. And the rapport they found is not the rapport that's in Wisconsin State Crime Lab. Okay? They're not the same. I worked in auto body, all right? I painted, I did painting shit, okay? I was a painter's helper. And basically I had to go in there and do door latches and lights and all this. So I'm very familiar with that. Very familiar with that. I worked in that for 3 months, okay? 8 hours a day, 7 or 5 days a week. So I pretty well know what the fuck I'm talking about. You might want to take a hint from me. But let's get back to the slander and libel. Well, if you get sued, and you probably will get sued for libel and slander, then where did you get your information? You got your information from Netflix, and all you're doing is yapping about Making a Murderer 2, Making a Murderer 1. And you still come up with Kathleen Zellner's libel and slander against Bobby Dassey and Scott Tadish. Well, if you get sued for libel and slander, then you turn around and you sue Netflix for putting propaganda out. And you were fooled by propaganda, and due to that propaganda, you libeled and slandered 2 innocent individuals. You understand that, right? So whatever you're sued for, you could turn around and sue Netflix. You see? Laura Riccardi and Maura Demos are documentarians. They're just documenting what's happening. But what is happening to the documentarians is this, is that they, Jerome Buting and Kathleen Zellner and Laura Nyrider and Stephen Dresden are making false and misleading statements that they know are not true. And thus they are the source of the propaganda. So if Netflix gets sued, the filmmakers get sued, then guess where they're going? They're going to the source, where they can be absolved because they're just repeating what Kathleen Zellner's putting out. And it's not true. So, Eddie Goring, yeah, I'd like to make 20 grand. Want to make 20 grand? 20 grand. For that 20 grand, how about we take you down to, we'll fly you, you can take the train, whatever. But go to Stephen Avery's property, all right? And meet face-to-face Scott Tadish and Bobby Dassey. If you're going to talk smack to their face. And I want you to show us how it's done. We will issue you the rapport, and you can be the star of Netflix original series Making a Murderer 3 and solve the fucking case. Solve the case. But here's the question for you. Eddie Goring? Yeah. Is Teresa rapport the same rapport that was found on the Avery property and the same rapport that ended up in the Wisconsin State Crime Lab? Are ya? So, you believe that there's one rapport, but I know for a fact, I know for a statistical certainty, there were 3 rapports. Teresa's rapports and 2 decoys. So, wrap your cabeza around that. Anyway, you might want to not slander Scott Tadish and Bobby Dassey anymore, because if Barb does off herself to this stress, then you'll be liable for that as a source of that stress. Do you want to be in that position to know that maybe your words was the last straw on the camel's back that pushed this woman over the edge to commit suicide? You better think hard about that. You can't do that, man. Okay, you can't do that. So, do what you do, man. I'm just trying to give you some advice. And put $20,000 in your fucking pocket.